good thing going, then laid it all down. It's been 500 days since I've left town, and I don't remember why I drove away, knowing that I want you back someday. I'm tired of this single cab with a long bed, just a single man going nowhere, grown weary of all the sunsets, all the yellows and orange and red, the long drives on an open road, and the Sunday afternoons. I'm tired of living this beautiful life without you. Without you, I wish you were there for that desert ride, and watch how the stars lit up the night.
Howdy everyone, and I hope everyone is having a happy Sunday and enjoying the weekend, and hopefully getting to spend some time with family and friends. So we are back here on Iowa Plains, between off where we left off in the last live stream, and still working on building our house. I did go ahead and load up the next step stuff, so they're continuing on with building our house. So at some point here we'll have a house, but in the interim we are living in our shed. I also did go in and add the foliage, so if you want to do more landscaping, which I did a little bit between now and then, but we have all the stuff back, so we can do more landscaping if we want to as we progress. So goals for this stream is survive till spring. One of the major things is our, let me make sure there's a truck coming. Okay, when we're out in front of the truck and get hit, look both ways before crossing. But our first major thing here is mow this grass field here, get it all built up, see how much we have. We're gonna make sure we have enough to get through the spring, then we'll bell up or wrap the rest of the bells to get some silage and hopefully make some money, because I think we need about 60 or 70,000 to keep us afloat until spring, and we have 85,000, and we need to buy sheep. And that is the other thing here. We're going to start off with getting some sheep. So let me pull up here to the animal trigger, and let me see. I want to try and get as many as I can. I think that's gonna be about it for those. Let's go ahead and buy those. So we have 40 of those, which will help us start producing wool right away. Now we're gonna get some baby sheep as well. So let's get, let's see here. Let's go get 20 of those and 20 of the 3-month ones. We're at 59,000, so I'm kind of below that threshold where we need to be, but I'm hoping, I'm betting everything that we'll be able to have some bells, because the major thing here is we're in October. We're going to roll that grass field, but we probably won't be able to mow that again until March or April, which probably means May before we can sell whatever silage bells we make from it then. And again, you know, future goals is we want to get this field over here, and the maple, probably the maple plantation will be first, although We'll see. We'll see. I think the maple farm will make more money, so that's how I'm kind of leaning towards that. And on top of that, I want to finish building the house, and from here on out, I'm going to have to buy things that we need from the warehouse, because I've been cheating and to get that first initial stage going there. So let's hop over here, hop in our tractor, and get started with doing some mowing here. Our old stair here. And we're using the mower here from Gaming Joy. It is a fantastic mower. The Bednor Batwing. See, it says right there, Batwing, Bednor. But yeah, Gaming Joy made this mod, and it is absolutely fantastic. Pretty much the best mower you can get in the game right now, hands down. The only ones I think aren't any better, like the ones that are built into the tractors, those the big expensive chrome ones. But yeah, even then I still like this one. This one has more capabilities. It's just awesome. It can also mulch trees, it can mulch fields. I mean, it does it all. It's all in one. Alright, so what I'm going to do on this is, let's use the steering assist. Wait, did I? Oh, I have lines off. Let's turn lines on so we can see where we're going. There we go. Alright, now let's just make sure I have this on our swath mode here, because that's going to be important here. See, activate lane. Alright, so it's currently on work mode as mower, so I want to change that over to swathy mower. So these are all the different options. You have it could be a stump grinder, destroyer, which destroys everything. It can be a mower, which just puts down mower without swathing it. It can be a brush hog, which is basically a mulcher. And then we have the swathy mower. That's what we want to use here. That way we don't have to use a windrow. So let's go ahead and lower that. We're gonna get started here on this edge. Start doing with our headlands and get this large field mode. Now the additional settings on this is saying we're gonna get 400,000 liters of grass. I don't know if that's accurate. If it is, then we're gonna be fine financially because we're gonna make a bunch of silage from that. Yeah, because we're not gonna need 400,000. We need enough to keep us going till, oh, what's going on there? See one of the trees on the edge of the map, because we are on the edge of the map here. But yeah, anyway, so we need to store up enough food to feed the sheep to get us through till I'm gonna say May, just to play it safe. We should be able to mow the grass again in April, but possibly March. But just to be safe, I'm gonna say May. So, and there is a mod. It was in FS25 that told you how much your animals ate per month. I forget what it's called, but I cannot wait for that mod. That's pretty much the only mod that I'm missing from 22 right now. It is the only mod that I missed from 22, because that mod was really helpful and handy for figuring out, okay, how much food do I need? Because right now I have no idea how much food we're gonna need. The only way we're gonna find out is move forward a month. I just realized I still had time pause, so let's unpause time there. And actually, to make sure we capture that, so we have a meadow, So we have 20,435 liters. So I'm just gonna write that down real quick, just so we can make sure, like, hey, when we move over to the next month, how much of that's gone versus how much of the food have they eaten, so that we can kind of get an estimate in a month period. You know, doing it manually, I guess you could say. That's the goal. That's the goal. We need to find out how much is our manual, how much is our food our sheep gonna eat per month, because that will tell us how much of these bells can we wrap and sell for silage. But let me just check this here. Okay. All right, so let's continue on with getting the rest of this field mode up here. Just continue on with our headlands here. But yeah, so for those who are watching, if you're on YouTube, be sure and hit that like button. If you're on Twitch or Kick, be sure and hit that follow. Hugely appreciate it. And if you're over on Kick. You can also subscribe, because I got that first level of monetization over there, where you can subscribe to the channel as well. So be sure and check that out. In fact, if you go, I'll just do the little, it's in my link tree, but if you do exclamation point Kick, it should populate in the link for that. It did! Yay! Got my own little bot there. Alright, let's continue on here. I forgot to check how much horsepower I think this tractor have. So we're at 214 horsepower, okay. So we have a good amount of horsepower. Well, at least it's enough. At some point down the road, we may need more if we start doing like other type of field work, but for what we're doing, 214 should be enough to handle the bellers and everything. At least for our grass work, which is going to be our focus, at least from what we're totally pulling a herd here and doing grass. That's going to be our starting point. What you have not, if you have not checked out the herds channel, you can do exclamation point herd, and it will have a link there for his channel. Highly recommend it. He does an amazing, several amazing roleplay series. I absolutely love watching those. I know he has a couple of new ones out I have not watched yet. I'm purposely waiting to do that today, this afternoon, because I want to sit down and watch them all at once. You know, at a time where I'm not distracted, too. Okay. So that's mostly our headlands, although I want to flip this around here. I'm going to do one more on this end, because the major thing I want is to make sure we have enough room to turn around on each end. So I just want to do one more on this thing, because there's that big ditch there, and yeah, I want to make sure I don't like put myself in the ditch. I can see it happening. All right, let's start on this edge here. So they're not exactly straight edges, which is one thing I love about this map, is all the fields have natural flowing, like everything about the map is like it's this natural flowing contours to the land, like it just feels real. That's one thing that Celobuki just excels at, is making his maps feel absolutely amazing. In case you're wondering, this map it's still in beta. So I'm, part of what I'm doing on this is kind of also looking for bugs and reporting those in. So hopefully by the time it gets publicly released, shouldn't be any issues. That's the goal. I know that there's several other people also as well, and hopefully between everyone we can find any bugs or issues. I've reported a couple, and I know, like with the landscaping thing, where the foliage was missing, did report that, and Celobuki said it will be in the next update for the beta version. It will be included in that. Just forgot. I went and did the XML edits on the one I have just to add them in the interim. All right, let's continue on here. And here in a little bit too, I did want to put up a poll, because I started the last weekend. I started that stream off. I think it was the last weekend. Anyways, the Indiana Jones, awesome game by the way, but I haven't progressed because I was kind of waiting. Wanted to continue on the stream. I was gonna put a poll up to see, hey, should we continue with that, or there was a couple other games. There's some games I've installed that I haven't tried yet, and I was like, gosh, I'm gonna try them out. Let's do them on the stream. Why not? Indiana Jones one was pretty cool. It was more of a cinematic style. So kind of less. I mean, it had that kind of adventure style role playing game, but it was more cinematic than your standard type. It definitely has. It definitely puts your computer through its paces. I mean, it's pushing the envelope on graphics. Everyone loves a good Indiana Jones story too. Well, I'm gonna stay with that statement. A good Indiana Jones story. That may not encompass all the Indiana Jones movies. And I absolutely love this map. I'm trying to think which map I played the most on in FS25, and I'm not sure which one I played the most on. It's probably going to be a three-way tie between Iowa Plains, this one here, on 22, Alma, and Court Farms. Court Farms is one that I really want to see on FS25, because it was it's still one of my favorite maps to play on 22. As far as the European maps, I think it will look amazing in 25, but I'm not sure if it's going to be converted or not. I know Oxy's working on his new map, so I'm not sure if there's a plan to convert Court Farms or not. I hope there is. I mean, if I knew how to convert maps, I'd make my own private conversion. But I don't. And it's a lot of work. It's just not a matter of, oh, it's convert and done. It's like you have to do a lot. And yeah, the map makers in this game, they have some mad skills. All right, let's get this churn here. I just want to make sure. Lower that lower. There we go. I just realized my little sim dashboard was not on, so I had to turn that on real quick. But anyways, going back to the game, yes, I was gonna put a poll up here in a little bit to see if we should continue on with another stream on Indiana Jones or another game. I'll put a couple games in there. So let me I'll get that up here shortly. Probably once we finish up here, I'll do that. I just took notes. So this is a 7-meter working width. I make sure I remember that, so that way we can use the GPS lines when it comes time for baling. Now, if I was smart, I wouldn't done this whole skip row things, and that way I could just have a worker do part of this while I do the poll. But hey, you know what? Who said smart was the best way to go? Not me. Oops. I might try it though. Let's test out this AI worker to see if they're smart enough to know, like, hey, these rows are already mowed to skip. Curious if it will be smart enough to know that. I highly doubt it, because it's, you know, Giants workers are, well, not the brightest tool in the tool shed. All right, let's bring up that menu here. So 2 headlands, 2, okay. Oh, I guess I did sort of miss some of the edges, didn't I? So that's my bad. Totally my bad. I mean, yeah, you're right there, Farms Universe. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm just not sure what it's doing right now, because I mean, well, let's just see what it does. I get this feeling it's like it's doing the whole field, but you know what? We'll let it go. While I make the poll here. provided I can get my, come on, browser. So I'm just kind of letting it go with this. Let's just kind of see, like, hey, once it finishes this, will it switch over to the ups and downs, or will it try and mow the whole field again? We'll find out. We'll find out here. All right, so all right, there we go. Just creating this poll here real quick. And here I was trying to make it simple by just like copying the names from there, but some of these games like that, oh, we're going to put all capital letters just to make life harder for me right now. All right, here we go. It's got the poll up there in the chat. We'll leave it open pretty much till the end of the stream. Okay, I don't know what this worker's doing here. We're going to cancel the worker. Got the pull done, so I'll just take over. Because I don't know what this worker's doing. But, yeah, it's inefficient. I'm going to give that worker an F. But yeah, so the options for the poll are going to be Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Continue on with that, or Final Fantasy VII. And I'm going to be totally honest, I have never played any of the Final Fantasies, so that one is kind of on my list of games that I should be playing that I've never played, because from everything I've heard, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, there's been what, like 20,000 of Final Fantasy? No, not really. But it is like one of the longest running games out there, and there's a ton of them. So I figured, hey, let's try one. There's also Roadcraft, and also Iowa. Continuing on with this Iowa Plains. We will be continuing on with Iowa Plains either way. It's just on the next stream. which will hopefully be sometime. I'm not sure if it'll be tomorrow. It just depends on how things go. But I'm most likely thinking probably either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm kind of thinking we're gonna have quite a few bells from this. Alright, we're gonna make this little U-turn here. Oops. I forgot to lower the mower. Let's try that again. There we go. Cruise control. There we go. Alright, and when we're headed down here, I noticed this and I was like, I tried to ignore it. I couldn't. There's a patch of missing grass here. So we're gonna fix it real quick because I keep seeing them like, I can ignore it. I can't ignore it. Nope, I can't ignore it. I try. Alright, there's a couple more rows here, and then we're going to start up with the baling. And again, I have no idea how many bells we're going to need to save for the sheep. We won't know that until we move over to November, so so my plan on that front is I have an idea like of how much we're gonna need, but oops, I raised it again. There we go. So I have an idea, and that's a good question. I don't know if it does have a hitch on it. I don't think it does. No, it does not. That would be the only thing that would make it even like better. I mean, it's already, I think, one of the best mowers out there, but that would just make it even unquestionably the best if it had a hitch, especially a 3-point hitch. So you just run the baler behind it. That's a good. You know, next time I see Game Enjoy, yeah, we're gonna have to suggest that. I mean, the mower is already awesome, but that would just like put it over the top. All right, last row. And we are done. Alright, so we're gonna head back. Alright, so bells. I'm trying to remember what the capacity is for food on this. I think if I walk over there, it'll tell me what the capacity is for food on the animal pen. Right, now one thing I want to point out, Celobuki did over this versus the FS22 version is the roads going off the map. Like, look at that. Like, that tree line right there in front of us is the edge of the map, but the road just keeps on going. There's stuff on the side of the roads. There's traffic. It just keeps going off the map. I mean, yeah. And if we go up here real quick, there's actually like side roads going off to farms. Like there's a road right there, heads off and heads to the farm. That's all off the map. You know, Farms Universe, there might be an update coming to it. It is possible. And I mean, it could be with giants and the infinitely long queue. Let's get this backed in here. Right there should do it. Get our baler hooked up here. All right, let me see what size bells we have on this right now. Wait, where is the bell size? Am I? Oh, there it is. I was just evidently looking at it and not seeing it. Wow. I have my glasses on, I swear. Alright, so we're 25, so we can do 150 or 180s. So I have custom bells set up on the bellers. So the 125 is a 10,000 liter bell. The middle one is a 20,000 liter bell, and the big one is a 30,000 liter bell. I think given with the sheep, we're gonna do the big bells, the 180s, because there's really no like if I was doing like, you know, cows and TMR mixture, I'd probably do the middle ones just to make, you know, making TMR easier. But we're doing sheep, so yeah, we give them a bell when they need a bell, basically. All right, let me let's go ahead and lower the pickup on this baler here. And I'm gonna hit close the menu button there. Now what I want to do is we're going to use steering assist. It was 7 meters on the mower. Automatic, okay. There we go. And these should, yep, they all line up. All right, so yeah, we got our GPS lines we can use for baling. So let's get started on this, get these bailed up here. Again, this is going to be a 30,000 liter bell, so it'll reduce the amount of those. So as far as the amount of bells, I think we need to keep to be safe. I really won't know until November, but I kind of just want to risk it and find out if I'm right. We'll see if when it comes to point to the find out point, if I messed up or not. But I'm gonna go for it. So I think what I'm going to do is, so at 30,000 liters, if we have 5 bells, That's going to be 150,000 liters. That, I think, should be enough to keep us going till... I want to have enough to keep us going till June. I think we'll be able to mow again in May. I just don't want to... I want to have a little bit of surplus, but I think 150,000 liters of grass should be more than sufficient. Again, keeping in mind, we have a total of 40, we have a total of 80 sheep. So I think that is a good number to go off of. I think so, at least. Will I be totally wrong? I don't know. I don't know. But there's only one way to find out. And I'll kind of have an idea of that once we hit November. Once I see how much those sheep eat. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab this little... Oh! Brakes. Oh, I almost pulled into the ditch. That was bad. That was almost bad. That truck's flickering. Someday Giants might fix their visual stuff. I keep hoping. I really do. Because the game has so much potential. And granted, most of that's with them because of the modding community, but we have to give Giants credit because they created the game and the platform for the modders to make the game great. So let's just... I keep hoping they'll fix a few things. Alright, so this will definitely take a little bit longer than the mowing did, but that's alright. So we got 2 bells down so far. So we have a bell count? Yeah, okay. We'll keep that up. So if anybody wants to take a guess how many bells we'll think we're gonna have here, I'm gonna go. All right, so we have 2 so far, but based on the size of this field, and these are 30,000 liters each, I'm going to say 14 bells. So we'll see. I'm going for 14 bells. If you want to put a guess in, just drop it in the chat. Let me know how many bells do you think we're going to get. In fact, I'll put mine in the chat here too real quick. I'm going to say 14 bells is my guess. We'll see how wrong or right I am when we're all done here. We'll check our counter once we're done with this. It started at 0, so that's going to make it easy to do the count. Let's move this over a little bit. Make sure we get both of these swaths here. There we go. So like, that's one thing I do kind of miss. Like, hey, if this was a not a live but a video, I could just do a time lapse on this part for you, but we're gonna have to kind of sit through it here and get it all done. And but that's all right. Another reason I decided to go with the bigger bales too on this one is just because our bale storage is inside of the sheep shed. It has a built-in bale storage, and I don't remember what the capacity was of it. I don't think it's a lot, but I actually don't know like how much it actually was, so that's another reason to do the larger bales. I kind of have this feeling that I might have been off of my guess. I might have went way too high. We'll see. And also, I missed a little bit here too. All right, there we go. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure and do hit that like button. Also, we do have that poll going, so be sure and cast your vote on which game we'll play on the next stream. Kind of nervous about how many bells I said we'll get, because I'm kind of thinking I may have been way too high. This is why I put my number in the chat there, just so like I can't back down later and say, oh no, I didn't say 14. I said a different number. Nope. 14's the number. Let's get this headland out of the way here. Then keep on with our up and downs. We got all the partial ones all taken care of, so now it's just full length rows. Since we're doing it, I'm gonna stick with my every other row. I don't know if it's just me, but I like doing every other row, not just because it makes the churning around easier, but it also just feels like I'm getting more done, even though I know I'm not. It's just a mental thing, I think. Tricking my brain that I'm doing more than I am, or I've achieved more than I have. Maybe that's it. I just realized also we're in June and I still had 5 left, so we're gonna do the 5 gift memberships here too real quick. Oh yeah. So let's see who YouTube picks out here. So we have Shane, Andera, Cody Carr, Austin, the Blue Zach, and Austin. And we're totally gonna ruin Blue Zach's erosion. Uh-oh, oh no, it's the herd. Shh, shh. All right, another bell. Hey herd, I am totally doing a herd series here. We're doing just grass work, just some good old grass work. Making some grass bales to feed our sheep. Hopefully make enough money to survive to winter and all the way through spring, because this is the only field I got. I'm hoping for 14 bells. That's my guess of how many we're going to get here. We're currently at 7. And I'm not sure if we're going to make 14. So I may have overguessed how many we're going to get. I did put in the chat there how many I guess, because, you know, I wanted to lock it in. Commit to it. I think I had said the first 5 we would keep and the rest we would wrap and make salads, but I'm gonna change it to 7 because so we're in October here, which means our next time we'll be able to cut this grass field to feed our sheep is gonna be May. I'm thinking, no, April, probably April. Because I will get November, maybe March, but I'm gonna say let's look over April. So we have to go through rest of October, November, December, January, February, March, and April. That's 7 months. We need to make sure we have enough feed for. So I'm gonna go with 7 bells. We'll store up. Hey, and if I pronounce your name wrong, Jax? Yes, this map is, I cannot wait for it. This map has so hugely improved from the FS22 version. The FS22 version was absolutely amazing, but it is so much better now. It's still in beta. There's still, you know, Celobuki's still working on adding stuff and getting all the bugs worked out before he does the public release, but yeah, it's already looking amazing. Alright, we're almost ready for another bale here. But one of the many things I love about this map, besides all the, I don't know if you've played Isle of Plains view on FS22, it's like the way the fields are laid out are just absolutely, it's perfect. It just feels so good. It still has all of that, but there's been a lot of improvements to the starting farm, which we're not starting with. We're starting with the abandoned farm. And the town has improvements and everything. Heard it doesn't have a. The town itself is not bigger. Um, it's just. Well, I'll take a little pause here. Oh, do I not have flight mode? So the major difference is the town is still about the same size. It's just been improved, and he's still adding things with each version. So we have a gas station, actual branded gas station too. We have our diner with all the outside seating area. You got your tennis court, which this has all been redone since the last version. You have your housing, a little small farming town, and you got all your businesses is over here, which are basically mostly their sell points or productions. And you even have a high school here. And yeah, this is definitely a role play. Plus, you got your new. But you just added this dealership, switched it over to a case dealership in the last update. And we're starting over here. This was all an abandoned farm, so we tore down all the abandoned structures and stuff and built our own farm. And we're in the process of building the cabin. And then yeah, there's a maple. We don't own this yet, but there's a maple plantation for making maple syrup for the Waffle House. And yeah, there's all kinds of especially for a role play, like this is a lot going on here. Yeah, you have your mill here for the grains for making flour, and you got a bunch of custom stuff on that as well. A lot of these productions. You have your parking here where you can go up to the public park area. There's people walking around. I don't see it right now, but I have seen at times there's actually lines of people trying to get to the bathrooms. And you got a nice little deck here overlooking the awesome waterfalls. And a lumberyard, which the lumberyard has a a lot of these have custom stuff on it, but one of the ones added on here is firewood, which you use to make maple syrup. But yeah, it's it also does have one of the projects from the base game, the museum over here. What's also kind of nice is there's stuff off the map. So like this is the edge of the map, so like right here, if you look out there, the road just keeps going on and on like it would, and there's actually farms out in the distance off the map that he added in different places. There's another one off of on this road here off the so this up here is the starting farm, but off the road up there is another starting farm. And yeah, the attention to detail is awesome on this map. Like even this one I was pointing out earlier, like it's like the road, like from edge of the map here, I mean, you almost can't tell that's the edge of the map. And what's crazy is like you look and there's like, okay, but if you go up in the air, what you can't really see is without going up in the air, there's like a little road that goes off of that road to a farm that you can't even see unless you're like up in the air. Whoops, I threw myself. But yeah, and then if you all the productions around here too are pretty awesome as well. There's a lot of customizations added. And one of the favorite ones, which I'm not sure if I was the only one that suggested it, but I was one of the ones that suggested it before he added it, was the greenhouses. They produce all the different fruits, so that the bakery you can make pies, like apple pie, pumpkin pie, and all those. which is pretty cool. Total Midwest thing. I know. Or if you're from the South, that's a South thing too. I mean, who doesn't love an apple pie? Yeah, I'm with you too. Heard. I love the way that the edge of the map is done there. Anytime I can get, have something that doesn't have the stupid red, like, yeah, the little red X's and borders. Yeah. As we're heading down here, so I'll hop in the menu. So like some of the productions, I don't know anything right now, but some of the productions is, yeah. So the bakery, you have apple pie, blueberry pie, cornbread, pumpkin pie. There's like a juice production. There's a fermenter. Oil production. This makes firewood. There's a pizza place, pancake house, which takes maple syrup. As I got to thinking about this, I should probably go back here because I'm probably off. Yep. You know, like the prepared pancakes. Yeah, but at least they're blueberry and they have syrup, which you make. The syrup is another production, which is, oh, that's right. So the syrup doesn't, the maple production of maple syrup doesn't show up until you buy the maple plantation. My only complaint is like, when doing things like pancakes and waffles, the major thing that I have a problem with is that I then want to eat some pancakes or waffles. That's my major complaint. Alright, I think we've got a couple more rows here left. I don't want to peek and see how many bells I've made yet because, yeah, I kind of lost count and I'm going to leave it that way until the very end. Let me lower that header down. There we go. Yeah, waffles are definitely my favorite, and yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that probably explains like the time I usually crave pancakes the most is usually around dinner time. So maybe that's why. Well, the problem with IHOP is not necessarily the pancakes, but just like it could be something else going on there. Although it's not like waffle Waffle House or whatever, the restaurants where, like, hey, if the hurricane's serious, it's because the Waffle House closed. If they're still open, then it's not serious. But there are people leaving there holding their guts or in an ambulance, but that's an entirely different reason from there. It's usually because they got in a fight or a brawl or something. At least that's what I've heard. All right, last row here, and I think, yeah, we'll definitely get this last bell done, but this will be the final bell. So once we drop this, though that end is coming up awfully fast here, are we gonna have enough? Oh my gosh, I was saying definitely. I don't know if we're gonna have enough to finish off this bell. It's gonna be close. Oh, come on. Okay, we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it barely. Woo! That is a valid point from Wendy's. That is a totally valid point. All right, so time of truth. How many bells did we get here? We got 13. So I was one off. All right, so 13 bells. Let me see here. How much is that? So these are 30,000 liters in each bell. Times 13. I'm using a calculator because my brain can't do that kind of math on a weekend, or most days actually. It's 390,000 liters of grass. That's pretty darn good. That's really good. Yeah, I do miss those. Yeah, those restaurants roasting each other. Those were pretty good. I haven't seen those in a while though. Alright, let's make sure there's no traffic here before we pull out. I wouldn't be surprised. I honestly have not eaten at an IHOP in, I don't know, probably been at least 2 decades. It was in the 90s was the last time, and the only reason I remember going to IHOP was just because back then was because the was it either Denny's or Sherry's or someone else was not open. It's back when I was in college. Like that was actually, no, that would have been like right around 2000, I think. Well, it's not. There's some validity to it, just by the fact that when you have IHOP, and then you look at Denny's made better pancakes. So did Sherry's and a few other, like all those different places, all make better pancakes than the pancake place. Like, oh, I guess I backed too far up. Had my rear end sticking through the wall there. All right. So we don't have an actual bell trailer. I'm not sure if, let's pull this out here. I'm not sure if our Merlot, the telehandler, can pull this trailer, but I want to see if they can. I think it can. I didn't totally mess up when buying the equipment, although I did really kind of goof, because a lot of the equipment I bought was on sale, but I didn't realize it till I'd already bought like some of the equipment. Alright, so Will. Score! Alright. So let's head over here. Although, now that I'm thinking about this, yes, the Merlot can pull it, but once we get some bells on here, will it be able to? I don't know. Let's start over here. You know, I think this might have been not my wisest decision. All right, we're gonna hop back to the truck. I think it's gonna be wise to use the pickup, the truck, to haul the trailer. This way. I think once we get some bells in this trailer, it's gonna be struggling for that Merlot to haul it. I might have to even use the tractor, but yeah, let's park that there. And we're going to use this bell spike, because this bell spike gives us a definite advantage here, I think. And that it has an auto load built into it. So yeah, definitely going for that realism factor here. Totally going for that. I would do the in-cab view, but I just can't see anything. Although, I think, maybe. Hey, Perceptor, thank you for the follow over there on Twitch. You know, this trailer actually has the universal auto load on it. I just kind of wanted to do it. Why? Because I like punishing myself and letting that happen. All right, we're going to use the we're going to go ahead. Yeah, let's try this again. I was close. Let's try this again. Hey, I did it that time. Alright. I don't want these sliding off, so go ahead and strap them down. There we go. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is so I think, yeah, so I'm gonna go with 6 or 7 bells. I think we'll do 6. We'll do 6 bells. Let me get this just right here. There we go. Yeah, I've tried multiple times of being ultra realistic, and then honestly, it's like without some form of auto load, I just like my skills are not good enough. I mean, granted, I have the farm stick. I don't have it hooked up. If I hook that up, it might make it a whole lot easier. But that's, you know, I'm just gonna put these up there so I can see where I'm driving. But every time I go to yeah, I always end up like, it never fails, I'll end up with going auto load. Never fails. Although with this bell fork, this bell spike having the auto load on it, that does kind of make it a little easier. All right, so let's get 2 more bells. Let's grab these right here. And then the rest of the bells, we are going to wrap them. Oh, Hurt, thanks there. And I need to catch up on some of your videos too. And I'll have to check that one out, Farmson Universe. What was the one from FS25 that was like the absolute, the CSZ pack or something? I forget what it's called. But in 22, I used that one all the time. And I know the monitor that made it wants to bring it to FS25. It's just Giants is not playing ball with him on it. They won't let him use that brand or something weird. You know, Giants being Giants. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and strap those down so they don't go anywhere. Alright, we need the wrapper. Which is way back there. And once we're done with that, we can do the grass rolling. While I'm doing that though, I do want to check out your the one you mentioned. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that one out. Yeah, it is definitely more on YouTube. I recently just started streaming on both Twitch and Kick. Although I also recently just started streaming altogether too, but I did start much sooner on YouTube. Let me see, just no traffic. Alright, so we got our 6 bells, so we got 7 bells to wrap. But yeah, thank you for the subscription. Hugely appreciate it. Okay, auto binding is. We need to fix the key binding. Auto drive is using the same button. Where is universal auto drive? I mean auto drive. To be fair, I normally don't have auto drive active. I don't know why I have it active. So I don't plan on using it for this. There it is. That's the one. Backspace. Because that key binding was conflicting with the ability to drop the bales. And yeah. There we go. Alright, let's get the rest of these bales wrapped. I do like this bell wrapper because it does the bigger bells, and also it wraps really fast, which, as we found out doing those bell contracts in the last stream, comes in handy. Is it realistic? No. Do I care? No, I don't. Alright. Grab this, drag it over here, get a little bit closer to the bell trailer. Alright, so all the wrapped ones, I think the plan with those is we will sell those once they ferment. Because right now we only have $52,000, and that is not enough money to keep us afloat until spring. Because I think when I did the math, we needed like $60,000 to $70,000, and to make it till the next time we can cut grass to make more bells to make some money. And I would like to spend some money, like, you know, maybe put in something to help us make money, like a greenhouse or something like that, but I don't think we have enough to do that right now. So once we get the bells done, yeah, actually that's one of the reasons we have the money we have is I did some contracting work. Although I've been trying to do contracting work where using just my equipment, not borrowing. I didn't quite follow that rule fully, but sorry, I had to sneeze. But yeah, which does limit the contracts I can do. I'm gonna cut through my grass. Oh, I forgot to put a tree down there. Good, we got through. Actually, wait a second. Our next step is grabbing the grass roller. Yeah, I'm kind of. I didn't do super debt on this one. I just did like about $600,000 in debt. But again, like the only thing I own is just this little piece of land here and this field. And some grass equipment, basically. We're doing some grass farming. And I think something is wrong with this mod. Because with those sounds, that's the sound it makes for when the rollers are moving. This requires 140 horsepower. We got 214. So like it should not be struggling pulling this. And I'm not seeing any nothing in the collisions. I'm just kind of more like there might be something wrong with the mod, but once we get going it's fine. It's like there's something dragging. It's making that roller sound. Alright, I'm gonna park it there for a moment. We're gonna hop in here. I think I have a bell or two on the edge of them. I do. Yep, up here. Okay. So let's grab these bales real quick. I messed up there. Okay, there we go. For some reason, I didn't hit the button enough. I didn't hit the right button. It wasn't activating the auto load feature on it. All right, so let's get these. You know. Oh, you know, Farms Universe. I actually, yeah, I did install that mod. So, like, I just haven't done the education part yet. I may do that over the winter months. So there's literally nothing to do on this farm until spring. Hey, it does do 3. Okay, we're good. So I actually may do something because I have that mod installed where we can do the jobs and stuff. It's a new mod, just came out from Aero. Trying to remember what it's called. Let me get these dumped off here and I'll show you real quick. It is PC only. I think yeah, the employment mod, that's the one. So basically what you do, you have time. I mean, it's only noon time, so we can do distractions. You find the sleep trigger. Bring up the little F1 menu here, so you can go to your sleep trigger. You have the normal sleep button there. Now I think if there is no. Wait, do I have it actually installed? I may actually not have it installed on this one. I was positive I did. Universal GPS, power tools, lumberjack, all kinds of stuff. Follow me. Lots and lots of stuff I don't really care about at the moment. Employment. Okay, yeah, so I have Shift RY. So yeah, so I changed it to the right shift because it was conflicting when I had it on. By default, it's your left shift buttons. So for education, you go to your sleep trigger, you do Shift U. I changed mine to right shift U. And employment is right shift Y. So if you're at your sleep trigger, you can do this one. Do your studying. Now, the way it does it, I don't think it works on server. I'm pretty positive well, actually it may. I don't know. I haven't tried it. But you choose how many hours you want to study. Now, keep in mind what this does is it does that by using the sleep function. So if you say I want to study for 3 hours, it's going to basically simulate sleeping for 3 hours to pass those 3 hours and give you that time towards your education level. And say if we want to get a job, we're going to head over to, let's go over to the bakery, visit the bakery here. So we're at this trigger here, and it was Shift Y. So they are hiring here. Generosity extremely high, prosperity average, fired no. I've not, and once you get fired from the job, you can never get hired back there too. Just an FYI, so be careful of that. But so there are jobs available here depending on your education level. Depends on how much you get. Salary is yearly salary, and the hours is how many hours you have to work in that month. So keep that in mind if you're doing 1 day months and you have to work 10 hours and you run a farm. It's gonna be a problem. But yeah, so you have 9,000, so that's 9,000 a year, no education level. If you have high school education, you can work 2 hours less, make more money. This one also is same, makes even more money, but requires experience. I'm not sure if it's in and out yet, but I know he has plans to have like career paths and stuff where you can get promoted and everything. I'm not sure if that's in there yet or not. College, you make even more money. And yeah, if you have experience and a bachelor's degree, you can make some pretty good money each year, $60,000 a year. So yeah, so that's basically the mod. And the I'm gonna check and see if it is server compatible, because I'm not positive if it was or not. See, that's Aero that makes that. So let me see. Do share display here. Yeah, so Aero makes these mods here: realistic livestock, weather, more visual animals. But this is the employment mod. So I'll grab a link here, put it in the chat for you. But yeah, so it's great for role playing. I mean, Giants may steal it. Yes. Let me see. Yeah, so right now it does say multiplayer not supported to how the mod works. So currently it is not server compatible, but it is for single player. Yeah, there's 22 unique business types. Each company has their characteristics which affects salaries. So you can get promoting. So I guess that's already there. Getting raises. You cannot be hired back if you're fired. Based on your performance, it can affect your relationship. There's education. There's also part-time work. And you gain experience throughout the years, unlocking new jobs with better salaries and fewer hours. By making more money with less hours, basically. But yeah, it's a pretty awesome mod. Aero has been coming out. I think he's newer to modding too, but he has been coming out with some killer mods. It's been some pretty awesome ones. All right, I'm gonna do here. Let's get this unfolded. So while we finish up the bells, I'm gonna start them off on the headlands. And while we get our worker started on that, let's grab the last of the bells here. You know, yeah, there was someone working on something in FS22. I remember seeing someone working on something along those lines. Oh, there's the worker. Okay, it's like, where'd the worker go? They're going that way. Okay. All right. Let's get these bells stacked on our trailer here. All right. There's those two. All right, I think we just have the 2 more bells left. Is that right? I think so. Two more orange marshmallows, and we are all done with the bells. Yeah, you know, speaking of the solar, like I've been kind of wanting to do an aggro style farm build at some point. I think the mods are kind of there. I kind of tested a little, like a couple months ago on what map was that on? Actually, I never did a video on that or anything. I think it was Futan Pantai map, the Asian map. Oops, I didn't. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna run this back over. But yeah, kind of because there was something along those lines on, there was a mod, I think someone, I never saw it, it never got done. I don't even remember who was working on it, but there was something along those lines with solar panels. That's right. Yeah, I'm parking this over by the sheep shed. Or a sheep barn, or whatever. Let's go ahead and park it right there. Alright. Let's get those bells strapped down, get that back here, and jump over the canal. Just to make sure. Yep, we got all the bells. Okay, but yeah, there's. I'm curious to see what modders come up with. And to your point, Farm Sim Universe, that's one of the things I'm kind of a little worried about too. Is like, Aero has made some pretty awesome mods, and so have some other modders around the realism factor. And I am a little worried that Giants is, because they have done it in the past, they're going to come and basically steal it, put it into the game, and it's not going to be as good of a version. Because we saw that with Seasons. The Seasons used to be amazing. Then Giants came along, and now it's no longer amazing. Alright, I'm not sure where the trigger... Is this the trigger for storing the bells? I think so, because this is the feed trigger here. So I think this is the bell silo area. I'm gonna open these doors so we can pull through. kind of hate to find out by unloading all the bells into that and then be found out wrong. So what I'm gonna do, let's unstrap those, because I don't want to do the whole let's just mess around and find out thing. So we're gonna take a couple of bells in here and just let's just find out. Oops. So it should, yep, there. See that little down at the bottom, action unload. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but an FS25, cool feature. When you're at a object storage point for bells and stuff like that, if you have them on your forks, I already turned off the auto unload. When you pull up to those, it has an unload button which just takes them right off the forks and stacks them. So yeah, this is the bell trigger in here. Awesome. All right. So let me grab a couple of bells here. As I see bells falling over on the other side there. Oopsies. Try to do this here without running into the building. Alright, there we go. So let's do the unload here. There we go. Alright. So I'm going to take these over, give these to the sheep. Oh, I'm hitting the wall. Yep. Let's try this again. Hey, where's the trigger? Oh, it's right there. Okay. I'm at the trigger. Alright, so... Oh, yeah, so we have 150,000 liter capacity. Good. I wasn't sure if I'd edited the food capacity on this or not. Alright, so let's grab 2 more of those bales and drop them off there. And the rest of the silage bells, there we go. Get this flipped around. I kind of want to hook up my farm stick. So I bought it, I just haven't used it yet or hooked it up yet because I don't know why. But I want to use it because I've heard that makes operating, you know, till handler and everything much easier. So grabbing both of these. Let's just get this one a little closer. There it goes. Alright. Alright, let's grab the rest of these silage bales and we'll put these in storage here. And in a couple of months, they'll be ready to sell, make us some money, which is great because the best sell price on silage, I think, is January or somewhere around there. There we go. Oops. There was nothing happened there. I did not totally run into the truck. There was nothing to see. Nothing happened. I don't have to file an insurance claim or anything because nothing happened. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. That's actually one thing I am hoping someone comes up with a mod for, is insurance. Because we have the with the weather and everything like that, damages crops and all that. And I'm wondering if Aero will do something. Aero might do something like that because he has the realistic weather, which can if you don't get your everything right, you can lose damage to your crops from. Where am I going? I want to park this in here. But anyways, yeah, so you can have crops damaged and all that. Well, in real life you can get insurance because things like that happen, and you can pay insurance for times when that does happen. All right, so we're gonna spend a little money here because there's one thing I don't want to do. I know we're not gonna make as much money. I know it's gonna affect the erosion or the immersion, whatever. But we're gonna put in the wool shipping mod here. Let me see if I can get trying to get my cursor just right. Okay, so right there will encompass the spawn area for those pallets. And there we go. Perfect. So this little shed here is gonna grab our wool. If you get goats, it'll grab that too, and it can distribute it or it can sell it. I am going to set these to selling. Yes, it'd be nice to store them up and spawn them out. I'm just gonna be honest, I don't want to do it. Totally gonna embrace the laziness. Totally gonna do it. You know what? I kind of didn't think this through. Like, how do I? It's like the worker's still out there rolling the grass, so we'll sneak through here. Let's park our trailer here. Alright. Alright, we're good there. Alright, so we have the grass rolling going on there with our tractor. So let's hop in here. And while the workers go into that, I want to pop and take a look at some contracts to see what we have. So we do have a bell wrapping contract. It's only $2,600, but can we really complain about $2,600? So that's way up down there at field 15 though. So this is a fertilizing contract. $7,500. So 13. All right, so we have a bail contract. So 13, 14. I think what I'm gonna do is, yeah, we're gonna do this fertilizing contract, make some money, a little bit of money, just to keep us floating. Because with the equipment we have, there's not gonna be a whole lot of options for what contracts we can do, because it's pretty much fertilizing and grass work. Now there is another one there from field 13. So I just want to look at the map and see. So 13, okay, I was thinking field 13 was right there. I just wanted to make sure. So we can do 13 and 14 because those are right by each other when we do the fertilizing. So let's grab that one too. So that'll give us a 15,000. Let's go ahead and accept that contract. I mean, it's tempted. I really want to try this equipment out. But yeah, I'm trying to stick with the rule of like using our own stuff, just to make it a challenge on this playthrough. All right, so we got 14. The other fertilizings are 19 and 8, and I think those are there's 19 over there. Field 8 is where is field 8? Way over there. Okay. Right, so I think let's try those two. Yeah, you know what? That's actually another one. So there was a I know there was. I'm going to stop the worker because I can probably do this faster. There was a mod in FS25 that I do know did come out to where you could like lease out shop space. I never tried it. I don't know how well it worked, but I know there was that one. But yeah, I know like if like that would be tempting, like, you know, yeah, some mods like that, like a mod like that where you had like different, you know, things like, hey, we want to lease some of your land to put in solar farms, or we want to buy your land for whatever reasons. Those would be cool for roleplay. It's kind of hard to like fake that in the game. It's kind of nice to have something like that in there. And I just want to check, like, why? Oops, brakes. Sorry, I was just noticing, like, so trucking the firms, like, I was noticing, like, for some reason, your message was not showing up in my one view, but it was showing up in the other view. Get this lined up and going there. Yeah, I get involved in the local town stuff. So, and then this kind of like leads into some like I think it was Pleasant Valley mods. So like they have their own map and everything like that. Where like there was all kinds of stuff like you had to work on, like, hey, if you wanted to have a production, you had to have the people in your town to employ. You also had to have electricity to power it, which means you had to like make sure you're producing electricity from a biogas plant or something like that was getting routed to it. Oh, and your people needed happiness. It was kind of turning more into a town simulator, but it was cool because like it's like, you know, going along that mindset is like, hey, you're getting involved in the community and stuff like that, and these are kind of things you have to think about, like, hey, as a farmer, if you want to, you know, expand into like making, producing stuff, which in this day and age, as a farmer, if you want to make money, you kind of have to. It's definitely moving that way. We're almost done. I don't know what it is. I think there's something wrong with this grass roller, because this tractor should not be struggling the way it is. Because I have more than enough horsepower for it. Like, even when it's all folded up, like, it struggles to get going. And it's just this grass roller, because this tractor does fine and everything else. But I'm not sure like what, I don't even know where to look. Cause like I was looking, there's like no like mysterious collisions or anything like that. So I think there's something, it could be like in the weight or something, but I don't know. But yeah, kind of going along those lines, like, it's like the, I know it wasn't popular with everyone, but like the emergency pack that came out, I actually kind of liked it because, well, I mean, I think a lot of it depends on where you grew up and how things worked and like what part of the world. Like I grew up in a small farming community where we had a volunteer fire department, and every single one, almost every single one of the volunteer firefighters was a local farmer. So I actually loved that mod because it kind of like, hey, if you wanted to have like, do the whole role play of the rural US farmer's life, there's a pretty good possibility that they might be a volunteer firefighter. So that emergency pack was kind of nice for that, because like, hey, if you're trying to be, play out that in like in a role play style, that's good. Now, but it made no sense to Europeans and stuff like that, other countries, because that's not a thing. Which is fine. I'm the believer, like, hey, get all the mods we can, and if you don't like it, don't use it, don't download it. But if you do, great. Which I guess it's like a novel concept with some people. All right, let's get this backed in here. So our grass field is all ready to grow, so we can do those contracts. And just to double check that, because I want to make sure Giants, because I haven't actually used, yep, it's fully fertilized. I haven't used grass roller since the last couple of days from system farming. So I just want to make sure that Giants didn't break it, because Giants does have a habit of breaking stuff with updates. or yeah, you know, like along the volunteer truck. I mean, like also, I mean, her kind of does this in his series. Which, by the way, if you haven't checked out Her's channel, he has fabulous roleplay series. And I think I have it set up, exclamation point, Herd. But yeah, along the trucking part is, I know a lot of farmers that have semis will, yeah, volunteer to truck stuff around. They also help out other local farmers in transporting stuff, because not every farmer has the ability to transport. And Herd does some of that, you know, in the whole co-op concept. Now, I know I should have done is I should have put this tractor on the flatbed and towed it down here with the truck, but you know what? We're in the rural area here. We can get by with driving the tractor to it. Hey, Welch Gamer, thanks for the subscription. But yeah, there's some really cool things, like, you know, kind of on that delivery mod idea. And it wouldn't even have to be a you know, like a volunteer, like, you know, just like, hey, pick up this from this place and deliver to there, you know. Hey, Welch Gamer, thanks for joining in, watching, and subscribing. Hugely appreciate it. Alright, I'm gonna pull over here because I think the field is, hey, I was right, it's right here in front of us. Okay, I was thinking it's this field right here, but I wanted to double check. Alright, here we go. So we need to fertilize this field, and then the other one is, oh, we did the building contract on field 14 in the last stream, so let's head down the road here, grab that, and be done with both of those contracts. Let's get the steering assist loaded up there. I don't see the steering assist. The steering assist, are you there? Okay, well, let's. Okay, so it's here. Oh, it's there. It's just not there when you're in cab very well. At least not always. Oh, well, appreciated, Welsh Gamer, yeah. I'm trying to get back to being more consistent. It's been a challenge this year with work. It's a challenge last year too, but trying to get more consistent at it. And hopefully if that happens, I can, because I do have a couple of dedicated servers I just don't have them up and running right now. But I am thinking of going back to the dedicated server I had set up on for doing some multiplayer streams. Kind of like what I was doing with the Skittle Farm. I never got back to that series, but I hope to. Alright, that should be the headlands there. It's weird that the line is just like not always there in cab view. I know, weird that I'm saying like, oh, it's weird that there's a bug. Alright, let me see. Alright, so the up and downs are this way. A lot of what I was kind of waiting on too is I did a couple dedicated servers, I think with partnered with LFG a little while back, but a lot of it's been kind of waiting for some good multiplayer maps too. That has definitely been one of the challenges. It's been a couple of maps, but it's just, and it could just be me, but I haven't really had any maps that kind of, you know, like what's the word that farm sim guy uses, FSG uses, that they don't necessarily speak to me or have spoken to me. And a lot of the maps that have come out so far have just been like versions from FS25, which I love they did that, but I'd already spent hundreds of hours on those maps in FS25, so that's definitely one of the problems too. All right, well, contract is finished, but we still have a little bit here I want to grab. All right, there we go. All right, let's head up here to the road and head over to our other field. And then we're gonna move on to November, because the big question I have is how much food did the sheep eat? Because I want to make sure I didn't totally wrap too many bells. I think we're fine. I just want to make sure, like after 1 month of, you know, food consumption, do we have enough to last? I'm kind of shooting for May. I mean, we should be able to mow grass in April, I think, but you know, I want to err on the side of, you know, playing it safe. Oh, well, yeah. So if you've never played it, yeah, that is, yeah, that is kind of a disadvantage of like someone like me who's played, you know, FS19, FS22, you know, previous games. Is, do I have, yeah, it's on. Is, yeah, when you go to a new version of Farm Sim, it's just kind of like, there's always the comparing it to the previous one, and plus, you know, the first couple of maps that always come out are always, most of the time, conversions of maps from previous versions of the game, which is cool, but it's just kind of like, I'm kind of waiting for maps that really like take some advantage of some of the features in FS25 instead of just, you know, converting, which again, nothing wrong with. It's just me personally, I've already spent way too many hours on all the maps that have been converted so far. This one kind of an exception though, just because I loved Iowa Plains, but like I hadn't played Iowa Plains for a very long time. Just because like I played like a lot of it when it first came out with FS22, and I haven't played a lot of it since. And this is like, a lot of this has been totally redone and changed. A lot of things have changed, some things haven't overall, but there's a lot of changes to it. So it kind of feels like a new map, combined with that it's been so long since I've played on it. Yeah, actually, I have Ray County. In fact, I was in on the beta for Ray County and played it. Actually, I like the map a lot. It's a really awesome map. I do have Judith Plains downloaded. I haven't actually played it though yet. I think I'm gonna like it a lot because DJ Mine, I like some of his other maps like UMRV. Liked that map a lot and some of his other ones. But I know there was a couple of bugs and small things, so I was kind of waiting for his first update before I got started on it, because I know he has a plan to do an update, and I wasn't sure if the update would require a new save or not. So I just kind of like, I didn't want to go into the map, because as soon as I did, I know for sure I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna do something on this map, and then yeah. All right, let's see, where is it, which way are the roads going on this? They're going that way. Okay. So yeah, I just didn't want to start something and have to do a new save, so I was kind of holding off on that one just for that reason. I mean, I have planes, I'm doing the whole beta testing on it, so hopefully, yeah, with these I'm not doing too much of a, not going too much into those. Let me see, there's a spot back here, should be another row, which is why I'm not doing like an extravagant farm build. It's a pretty simple one, just because I know, like, hey, there's going to be another probably couple revisions in the beta process until the public release, and each one of those will probably require a new save. So I'm just kind of going pretty mild on each iteration of it. All right, contract is finished. Awesome. So let's drive up here and then collect our money. Like, one of the maps I'm really looking forward to is also Carpathian Countryside. That map looks insane. Like, it just looks awesome. I'm also kind of curious to see, I know ASUS and David is working on a map, and I know that won't be until probably end of the year. So I'm kind of curious to see how that will turn out, because I loved Court Farms. All right, so let's collect both of these. So that's $7,500 plus another $8,500. So we're back up to 68,000. That's good. That's actually really awesome. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, like, there's one map like I'm just waiting for. Oh, there's actually two of them, and I just totally went blank on what they're called, and this is gonna bug me, so I'm gonna look it up here real quick, because it's bugging me. Oh yeah, so one of them's from MA7. It's Machette or something. Let me get the translation going here. The Machette? I don't know. Yeah, it's the Machette. It's from MA7. Which they made Castle New, one of my favorite maps of all time. It is FS25 though, and it is PC only. And Palinay, that was another one of their maps. Absolutely love that one, but Castle New I think was actually even better than Palinay. And the Machette looks pretty good from what I've seen so far of it. And the other one I'm really looking forward to as well is from Edo mod, and I think it's gonna be the Itura map, which should be, I'm thinking probably sometime in this fall, maybe, because they're getting pretty far along on that map as well. There's been some trailers on that one on YouTube when Edomod has out on that, and it's a pretty, like, they make some pretty awesome maps as well. I mean, yes, they're European maps. So I mean, if you like those style, which I will admit I kind of do at times. Oh, and speaking of which, I should check and see how is our poll doing. So we do have a poll going right now to figure out which games should we play on the next stream. So be sure and cast your vote on there, because we'll finish that up by the end of the stream. That is, so as, yeah, right now I think it has Iowa Plains in the lead with 80% of the votes so far. I'll have to check that one out. The Saxonham map. I'll have to check that one out, because I like, yeah, I mean, I like certain some UK, like I love Court Farms. I also love the what's the Irish map from that 40 modding was involved in. Wow, I'm having real weakened brain, which is normal for me. Yeah, 40 modding, Ariagri. My goodness. But yeah, I do like some of them. Like the major thing for me, which is why I like this map, I kind of love it, is like, I mean, just you look at that, like, this looks like a total, like, scenery you would see on a, you know, an Iowa countryside. Like, yeah, this is what, you know, I like maps like that, like where it's like, hey, it feels like a real place. Which not all maps are designed that way, and that's fine, because I mean, you know, some maps are designed for certain purposes, and again, it's like, it's you know, designed for what the modder wants, and if you don't like it, you don't have to download or play it. I mean, that's the beauty of this game. That's why I love it. Oh, Farms and Briscoe? Okay, yeah. I'll have to check that one out. I may have seen it, it's been a little crazy the last couple of weeks. Alright, so we're at 68,000. I think that will give us enough money to pay all the bills between now and, you know, while we're here, let's just flip the UU here real quick. I'm gonna top off the fuel. Because we don't have one on the farm. I didn't do one on the farm just because, like, hey, the gas station is right next to our farm. You know what, trucking? Oh, that guy pulled out in front of me. Yes, yes. And I know it's not necessarily a popular opinion, because, like, it's been a while since I've been to Michigan, but I love Michigan, and every year, like, I live in the Pacific Northwest. I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, but every year, before my mom passed away, like we used to, as a growing up as a family, we would travel and visit Frankenmuth, Michigan, and we'd actually do the drive. We didn't like fly there; we'd drive there because we go Christmas shopping, go on Christmas stuff every year. But yeah, and it's like you drive through all the. For me, like I drive through all the the farming countryside when you're going there, and like none of that feels like what I've seen in Michigan. All right, I think we're good to move on. But yeah, because I mean, yes, it is a little bit flat, but it's not like flat, and it just it doesn't have that real place vibe. It's nothing against the modder. It's just like for me, it didn't have like this is the real place vibe, like this map does. This is not a real place; it's a fictional place. But yeah, it's not a knock against the modder. It's just that's just how it felt to me. Though I think part of it for me too, and then I don't know, this might be what you're kind of feeling too, but like I don't like big square fields. And I know that's not a popular opinion with everyone, but I like my, so like this map it has square-ish fields, but even the square fields are not completely square. Like this one here that we have here, it's not squared corners, but like it's like I want the map to follow like natural contours that you would see around. All right, so let's take a look here. And so I did 6 bells. I did 4 bells. So we put 120,000 liters of grass in. All right, and I did write this down here. So we have way more grass than we're gonna need, because yeah. All right, we're good. We are totally good on grass. I could even wrap these 2 belts. I'm just gonna leave them though, because it's better to have a surplus. But like, yeah, we're way over, which I thought we were. I just wanted to be sure. So yeah. All right. Oh, what's Gamer Cool? I'll have to check that out, because I do like a good English map. All right. Let me see. So we need 3. I guess we need over 3 pallets for wood beams. Let's hop in the truck and head over to the store. If I can hop over. Yeah, that's my fault. Where I parked. Let's grab our trailer. We're gonna head over to the store. Wait, I'm gonna have to buy 4 pallets, aren't I? Because it's over 3 pallets. Yeah, 3,040 liters. So 4 pallets of wood beams. I'm hoping this isn't too expensive. I'm trying to remember where the spawn point is for the pallets from here. Oh wait, is the trigger missing? Our trigger's on. So I might have to let. So in the last update from Iowa Plains, this is one disadvantage of being in beta. So Celobuki swapped out all the store dealership and put all this new one in, which I love it. And these signs actually light up at night and everything as well. But I think in that process, it looks like the let's just use our F5 to see if there's any triggers. But it looks like the trigger is now missing for the logistics warehouse where we would buy, because I'm not seeing any. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna head back to the farm. Oh, actually, no, I need to turn off the F5 stuff here. We'll spawn the pallets in, and then figure out how much those would cost, and we'll deduct that money manually. So let's go ahead and park this. I'm gonna drive through our grass area over here and just loop around. Whoa! No. Slidey action going on there. Some good old Giants physics. All right. Let's see. So we need. So those wood beams. Let's see. How much are the wood beams? They're a lot. They're a lot more than I thought they were. Oh wow. So we're going to hold off on getting those, because yeah, that person, for some reason I was thinking wood beams were a lot cheaper. So we'll have to hold off on that because we don't have the money for it, because we're building the house as we go, as we have the money. Oh yeah, Welsh Gamer, let me see. I think I can add you, or give you permission to do links. Let me see. I'm not sure if I have it set up on there to do. I'm just checking it here real quick. Oh yeah, so there is a place to reckon. So let me see. Oh, there we go. So what's good? Yeah, you should be able to share a link on that. So I just gave you the permission there, I think, in YouTube, where you should be able to send that link for that on there. All right, so November. While we're here, let's just check and see when the best price for silage is. So it says November, which is right now. That's unfortunate because our grass is still fermenting. Oh well, there's nothing we can do about that. So before we move on though, let's just double check contracts, see if there's any. So I'm glad I just checked before moving on, because yeah, we're doing that. That's $28,000, and it's the field right next to the farm. Yeah, we're totally doing that because that's a lot of money, and it's the field right next to. Oh, don't drive too fast. I forgot to let the engine warm up. Oopsie. I mean, that's an easy 28,000. We'll go out this way here. Hey, sheepy, how you doing, sheep? And thankfully, we have the bell wrapper that does everything. All right, there we go. So let's just get lined up on these straight lines here and get this done. We've actually did a contract on this field in the last stream too for bell wrapping, and it does not take very long, although I think the bells are smaller this time. I think they were bigger, so there was less of them. But even then, it's $28,000. I mean, that'd cover the cost of the wood planks that we need. That's like $20,000 right there. So yeah, this contract will help move us on to the next stage of building our house. Is this roast? Huh. Well, that's it for that row. Go down here, grab this loaner, and then start the next row. But I am totally pulling a herd here, and I'm just doing grass work. You know what? And I get why the herd does it. It's kind of relaxing. It's, you know, it's something to be said about it. But it also does kind of remind me of like growing up in my childhood, because that was something like the farm I grew up on. Like we, I mean, I guess you call it alfalfa hay. I mean, it was really a mixture of alfalfa and grass in it. But yeah, we just made hay for some of the local dairy farms and beef farms in the area. We didn't make silage though, which is straight up hay. It's mainly because my dad didn't want to get too invested into it. Because he bought the farm after he retired from his job and wanted to keep it simple. Alright, let's grab these bells and then we'll start that row over there. Yeah, Watch Gamer, were you able to send that link through the chat in YouTube? I'm just not sure if the. So I think I set it to where you could, but I'm not sure how fast the permissions apply on that. All right, let me see here. We'll have to loop back around. These are the smaller bales. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot more of them there was last time we did the contract on this field. But that's alright. It's still $28,000. I do like this modded bell wrapper too. It does make the building contracts a little quicker with that quick bell wrap. Alright, let's head down here. We'll start on this row here and head back up and kind of work our way that direction. So we're half done with this contract now. These go by pretty fast. All right, cool. Yeah. I know permissions don't always update right away with YouTube sometimes. So yeah, I'll check it out in the Discord and check it out. Quick bell wrap, I love it. We're just about going through that bell wrap pretty good, which is good. I'll have to figure out which color to do next. I don't know why I did orange. I honestly don't know why I did orange. I was like, oh, let's just try something different. Alright, let me going there here. Let me just bring. I was bringing up the Discord real quick. All right, cool. Yeah, just making sure I had that Discord up there, right? All right, so let me see. We're at 79. This will be 80% here. Is there 100 bells in total? So that's 81. Is this going to be 82? I wonder if it was 100 bells total. Nope. Okay. Yeah, because we went 84, 85 there, so. Oh, I was going a little too fast there. That timed it right. I do want to get the maple farm over here, but that's going to be expensive. I need to save up like $400,000 for that. But that will allow us to make maple sap, and then if I have firewood, I can turn that into maple syrup, and it makes pretty good money. But it is like $400,000 to buy that, so it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a lot of contracts. All right, let's get this last couple of bells here, and then once we finish up the contract here, I think I'll do the I'll do some of the education, because I think supplementing the income with eventually getting a job would be good. I think this is the last bell here. Should be. Yep, that is it. All right. $28,000. Awesome. All right, let me head back over here. So we'll get this part, and then we're gonna buy the wood planks, which I think we need it. It's gonna be about 20,000. So most of that contract will be that, but that'll let us continue on the next stage of building our house. At some stage, we'll need to buy the sawmill, but that's gonna be much later. Because to make the real money from the maple plantation back there, you need to use the sawmill to make wood logs, firewood logs, to make maple syrup. All right, there we go. Let's park that, and you just leave it here. All right. So we need 4 wood beams. So I'm gonna use mostly these power tools for that. So pallet, and it was 4 wood beams. It was wood beams, right? Yes, okay. Just like kind of momentarily brain fart there for a moment. All right, so wood beams. Go back to those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, okay. All right, now let's do the price on that, and then we'll deduct that. Let's see, wood beams. It's down here. So 52, 53, 52, 58. We're not gonna go grain elevator price. We'll just go 5,300. That's kind of in between those three there. So we don't have a place to buy them because I'm gonna have to let Celobuki know that the logistics center is not working. So let's see. We're gonna do 5,300 times 4 is $21,200. Ouchie. So let's hit use easy dev tools. We're going to remove $21,200. So sad to see it go. All right, let's move those. I mean, I could use why is this back here? This scoop back by itself? I think it did. I've noticed some weird behaviors before. I think the rear weights on this kind of throws it off. Oops, it's still cold. I did reduce the amount of rear weights that were on here because it was acting weird before. But we're gonna do something you should never do in real life. We're gonna use the spikes to push. All right, I think we're good. Oh, we need some planks on. Planks. No, wait, I think we have. No, that's not. We're gonna need some. We're gonna need a pallet of planks lawn. How much? How much is planks lawn? Let's look and see if we can afford it. Planks lawn PL. There they are. All right, so we're gonna say $3,500. So we're gonna spawn in one planks lawn here. And then we'll deduct the money. Again, the only reason we're doing this is because the logistics center is currently out of order. All right, there we go. All right. All right, $3,500 there. All right, so that will keep us going on to the next stage. Yeah, just send in the general chat there, Discord. All right, let's just park this in here. I'm just gonna park it right here. So I'll be curious to see when next time we use this, if this is where it stays. Oh, look at that. It's gradually sliding backwards. Okay, so yeah, there is something wrong with it. It is gradually sliding backwards. That is interesting. Oh well, we can't afford to swap it out. All right, so I'm gonna let's do the education because I think eventually getting a job could be very helpful. So it was shift U. I have no education evidently. So let's do study. So this will give us till, we don't even need to do, so let's just go ahead and do 8 hours. I have no idea how far along that will get us, but we'll do 8 hours. We have a long ways to go. So that got us to late at night. And we have a lot of education to do. Well, you know, we're gonna study until about, yeah. Let's study till 10, and then we'll sleep, and then study some more. Alright, so that got us to there. So 9. Yeah, so let's go ahead. We're gonna sleep. Now, I know you can take. So on the education, I know I can't take the exam yet, but I know you can take it and you may or may not pass it at a certain point. Let's sleep till 8. Alright, while we're sleeping, I'll bring up Discord and I can grab that for. Put it in the chat real quick. So here's a link to that preview of that map we were talking about. All right, so it's 8 o'clock. We got snow in the forecast, as in it's snowing right now. We're not gonna be able to buy anything for our house because we need to keep the money we have. Our bells have not fermented yet. How far along are we on the house and what are we waiting on? So we need since we're only missing 35 liters of wood beams, so we only need 1 pallet of wood beams. All right, we're gonna go ahead and buy 1 pallet of wood beams. See if that's true. Pallet. Where's he? Where are the wood beams? That was a lie. We're gonna need 3 more pallets of wood beams. All right, let's go ahead and deduct the 1 pallet we bought. We're gonna have to wait on buying the rest of those wood beams. Let's see, wood beams. What was the price on those? 5,300, 52. Yeah, we did 5,200. That's what it was. So we're just throwing out money at this point. All right, that's pretty much it. All right, so we're gonna go do some studying again because we want to get a good quality job. Let's go ahead and do 12 hours. 12 hours. It's gonna be a long day of studying, but it's snowing. We have no farm work to do. The animals have all the food they need. And we're still not even halfway done with high school. Oh my gosh. All right. So we're gonna need to do just a lot more studying. We're gonna pull an all-nighter here. Let's just go ahead and do. Let's study all night till noon, and then see where we're at. This is bringing me back to my college days. You know, pulling those all-nighters. And no, it was not IHOP. It was where was those? Where do we go? Oh yeah, it was Denny. I think it was Denny's. Are they still around? They are. Can't take the exam yet, but we're getting closer. Alright, we are in January. Let's check and see. We have silage. All right, so best sell price is March, $45,000. However, that's where we actually get more now. So we're gonna sell them because that's a lot of money. Just to verify what difficulty we're on, we're supposed to be on normal. So let's make sure we're on normal. We are on normal difficulty. Okay, cool. I almost did hard difficulty. But I didn't because given the cost of, you know, the land and everything that we want to get, oh, you know, I'm gonna make your life so much better. Are you on PC? Because if you are, this is like the mod to get. Yes, PC Master Race. Alright, let me put I'll put a link to that in the chat. It's on the in-game mod hub actually. And yeah, it's this mod. Let me zoom in. It's this mod here. So it's basically, yeah. Well, it's better to show than read the. But yeah, it's the most amazing mod out there. Especially for like trying to figure out when to sell and buy stuff, because it is more accurate on best sell time versus what this thing says. This thing's all over the place. This is looking at saying, okay, when is the actual best sell time based on it, and it basically tells you like, hey, max value based on best sell time of, you know, whatever the game says it is. And it's saying, okay, so max price like is on silage is $217, which is going to be this. But right now, there's probably like, you know, the game has this thing called supply demand or demand, whatever, great demand. So right now there's evidently something where someone needs it in the game. So right now the price is $223, which is above that. So yeah, it basically tells you like, hey, here's how much you have. Here's the current price, current value of that, where it at, max price, max value, and then max month. Also down here you have like the value at all the different places, and then also like where do you have it stored at. It tells you that as well, and you can tag all those places. Yeah, this mod I think originally came out in FS25, and yeah, it was definitely became very quickly one of my favorite mods. Like it's like, all right, let's spawn those out. Where do those spawn at? Where did the bells spawn? Oh, okay. I was getting a little worried, like, did they just spawn into outer space? Alright, I'm gonna use universal auto load here. We'll just load those up that way. This sell point is a bit of a drive, so I'm gonna lock in that cruise control. I mean, I should probably have like my blinky lights, but I don't want to do that. If I was going for realism, yeah, those would be on. And you have idiots like that. I should be watching where I'm going. Well, you know, and actually that is the whole reason that modder made it, if I remember correctly, is like they didn't want to make, they were tired of making spreadsheets. Because I remember something like that in the mod description, like for those some like it may have not been the mod description, but I remember seeing that, like, tired of making spreadsheets, here's this awesome mod. Because yeah, I did that a lot in 19, and until that mod came out in FS22, I had spreadsheets, lots of spreadsheets, and it just makes it easier. And I mean, I will say, like, you know, the max price as far as month is not, again, not guaranteed, because like there's fluctuations happening all the time. But it gives you an idea, like, hey, based on what, you know, the map or the game is set, if the game, you know, if the map's not overriding anything, it's looking at all that and saying, like, hey, well, this is the max price, what it's set as. There will be times though it goes above that, so like that's why it's really awesome to see, like oh, here's current price, but because there's times it will go above it. All right, am I gonna have to unload these? Can I just unstrap? I can just unstrap. Yeah. Alright, $47,000. Alright. So we should leave here and go to the steakhouse and get a big old ribeye. I mean, if this was, you know, real life, that's where I would be. That'd be my next stop, the steakhouse. But I want to keep that money in there. I mean, I can make a special payment on the loan. I think I have it set to where I can do one special redemption a year on the loan. But I want to save up money because, one, complete the house, and two, I'm more focused on, I want to eventually get some more land. I don't want to drive too fast, so I'm going to use the cruise control so I don't have the trailer acting all weird. But yeah, so that's why I'm not really focusing on the loan right now. Speaking of that, how much more loan can I take out? Yeah, I'm maxed out on loan. Oh. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to save the money to buy the next piece of land I want, or any other equipment we want, because I am maxed out on loans right now. I believe it's, so yeah, I think our monthly payments are like right around 7,500, I think. So we have the loan, but there's also, I think I also have I think I have one of the vehicles financed. It might be the truck. Or it might have been something else. All right, so we have 106,000 in the bank, so we could probably get some more stuff. So we need basically 3 pallets of wood beams. So let's go ahead, get those. So wood beams, where are you? Where are you, wood beams? There you are. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the finance mods, that's like the one thing on the vehicles. Like, I want to see, like, I want to have a finance screen. So, like, I love the loan mod like this, where I can say, hey, you know, I can see my loans, you know. That's not right. Have I not been making payments? Let me check the settings. Is something wrong there? So there might be something wrong with the loan thingy. Because I don't think it's been making payments. It's dynamic loan interest. Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, it should be. But it looks like I haven't made any payments on the loan. But anyways, yeah, having a screen like this, you know, with the vehicles, because like I know I have a vehicle financed. It's, I think it's probably, I don't know where it's showing up though. Oh, here it is. Yeah, 3,062. So yeah, we have, it's $3,062 a month. And I think the loan mod might need an update. But it was working fine on my other. Well, you know what? The bank hasn't noticed that we haven't been making the payments, so we just won't say anything. But yeah, on the for the vehicle finance, that's one thing I wish. Like, I want to make, you know, payments early, like paid off early. Also, like if I sell it, I would love to have an option. But this could be the limitation in the game, as well. But I would like to have the option, like, hey, if I trade it in, I have to pay off the loan. But again, that could just be a limitation. Oh, sorry, we need to deduct the wood beams. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking there might need to be an update for for it, because it's not taking the payments. But hey, you know what? The bank hasn't said anything, so we won't say anything, right? All right, so we're still at 5,300, 5,200. No, 52, 53, 50, yeah, $5,300. All right, so $5,300. We did 3. So let me see. It's 3. So $15,900. We're just doing it this way just because, again, logistics, the thing's broken. Alright, so that's on the next stage there. So I might have to use the special redemptions to pay down the loan, because trying to, without going to full realistic, I'm trying to do somewhat realistic. But we're going to do some more studying though. Let's see. Let's study for a few hours. Let's go till About 11. That's not 11, that's 9. I can tell time, I swear. Yeah, the old Monopoly card. Bank card in your favor. All right. So I think on the bank part, what I'll do is try to think. I mean, there's not an easy way to do that. So it should have been. So we're in January. I'm just wondering if I go in and change something. So let's say, let's change this over to allow multiple. Let's go ahead and save that. There's no way I think to do that. So 30,000. So let's say 3,500. What's this do times 6? It's 21,000. So we'll do a special redemption on that. And just say 21,000. Let the bank figure it out. Because yeah, I do want to, like, part of my budget was kind of planning on like, hey, we're paying down, you know, the monthly payments are happening. So I think August, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, that's 6 months, so it's around there. All right. Sorry, we'll sleep till the morning, then do some more education. All right, next morning, some more snow. Animals are doing great. We got 2 extra bells over there, but yeah, nothing to worry about. We got tons of food. Hey there, sheepy. So what's the house need? A pallet of wood beams. All right, let's go ahead and get a pallet of wood beams. And we're gonna deduct the money for the wood beams. And it's still, yep, still $5,300. I don't know why I keep checking. I just keep forgetting, like, was that the same one I bought last time? Alright, so wood beams are going along. And we'll make another manual monthly payment on the loans. I know it's 3,033. I'm just gonna do 3,500. Well, I'll call it that. All right. And let's see. So let's go ahead. hopefully this will get us complete on our education. What is my preferred crop? Alright, yay, we're all done. Alright, let's take the exam. Passed the exam. We are now in college. Alright. So preferred crop, that, you know what? That's actually a really good question. So like your standard grain crops, I would say are not my favorite because I do them. I'm trying to think through that actually, because the only time I do like your grain crops, like your wheat, barley, oat, is when one, I need straw, or two, I have a production or animals that require it. Otherwise, I never do those crops. And a lot of it's just because I don't want to mess with the straw. I mean, that's actually what it is. So I'd say probably my two most, I'd say my favorite, like as far as like, you know, requiring a like a harvester crops are going to be probably either canola or soybeans. I would say probably my favorite overall, though it's not on a lot of maps, and I'm still mad that Giants doesn't have it. Base game is alfalfa. I love working alfalfa, but then again, that's just because I grew up on an alfalfa farm. Other arch was kind of a mix of alfalfa and different types of grass and stuff, but yeah. So I'd say probably overall would probably be alfalfa / grass work, followed closely by soybeans and canola, and they're kind of tied for me. I'd probably say canola just a little bit more than soybeans, just because you run canola through production. But yeah. All right, let's do some more studying. So. All right. Wait, what time is it? Oh, it's almost midnight. So we're gonna sleep till. Let's sleep for a few hours. But that was kind of a rambling explanation of favorite crops. Oops. Oh, I meant to hit this. Let's make our manual monthly payment.
I can't remember what it's like.
Then
To hold one you love by your side.
actually, we're in March. So let's let these guys go by. I want to check our grass field real quick. So this is the first harvest stage. We want to wait for the second harvest stage, so at least I think this is the first harvest stage. I hate, oh yeah, growth stage 3 or 4, very bottom down there. I was about to say, I hate it doesn't have that, but that's right, it is there. So yeah, we have one more growth stage on this, and then we'll be able to cut that. So in April, we'll be able to mow the grass again. So let's head back in. We're gonna do some more studying, try to work on our college education. So let's go ahead and I don't know anything we need to do, so let's just go ahead and study the whole day. It's a long day. Going back to college days. Study all day. Although I'm not sure if that's college nowadays or not. Let's see. That's it. That's all I got. Well, it does say it's harder difficulty, which makes that's realistic. So it's gonna take multiple months to finish college. Darn it. Where are we at on this? Cement bags. We need 3 pallets of cement bags. Let's go ahead and get those. We're going through the money pretty fast though. So I think cement bags were just these were that's cement brick. Ice box. Did I go past cement bags? I think I did. I'm positive I did, because that should have been before. Okay, now I'm really questioning myself here. Am I totally missing cement bags? Like, just not seeing it? Let's see. Come on. It's got to be in here. Cement brick. There it is. So it's, yeah, by grape juice. I must have flown past it. Oh, we needed 2 more of those, didn't we? Alright, 1, 2. There we go. Still missing. Did I press the button too fast? My gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's try this again. So evidently I needed 1 more and I pressed the button way too fast and it didn't give us the other one. There we go. Alright. I'm a little nervous it says missing 0 liters because that almost implies like there's not enough, but we'll come across that bridge when we get there. Alright, so we got 3 of those. So let's deduct the money for the cement bags, which are going to be up here in the C's. So we're going to go with $1,900. We got 3 of those. So 1,300. That's the, I got more than 1. There's 3, right? Yeah. Just a little moment there, a little moment. All right. So building on the house is going on. We'll sleep through the night. All right, we are in. It's 4 a.m. We need the sun to come up. So let's go ahead and study for a couple hours. We'll do it up till 9. There we go. Barely moved it. We need to make our loan payment too, because that's a thing. Alright, so $3,500 there. Alright, we are good to go. Our grass field is ready to be mowed. Yeah, final growth state there. Awesome. All right, so our house is also coming along pretty good too. Actually, might get it done this year in game, but we need to make some more money before we spend too much money on that. So next up is going to be mowing. But given the time, I think what we'll do is we'll pick up the mowing in the next live stream. And we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'm going to just double check to see real quick if there is anyone live that we can raid real quick. Looks like Cajun is live, so we'll set that up before we can raid him. Yeah, trucking. Yeah, that's kind of why I like this album, because it has the starter farm, but it also has like this abandoned farm, which doesn't have like anything on it. It has like some, dilapidated structures, or like partially built or falling apart. But I like maps like that have that, like where it's like, oh, I don't necessarily like starting with everything. In fact, every map I play, the first thing I do is I go in and sell everything. This is Iowa Plains View. It's from Celobuki. He did Alma, which is another great map. But this one is currently in beta testing, and it should be, once it gets finished as beta testing, they'll publicly release it. But yeah, it should be coming soon, hopefully. But he wants to get enough beta testers through it to make sure he can find all the bugs and issues and stuff, and build some stuff out. Yeah, Alma's a favorite. I love Alma. I mean, I haven't played Alma that much in FS25, just because I have like 500 or 600 hours on Alma in FS22, and that was kind of like one of the last maps I did before FS22 ended. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little burned out on Alma, just because I spent so many hours on it. But yeah, I love Celobuki's maps. They're always really good. He takes the time to put, that feel of just, he has an artistic touch. Let's put it that way. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Hope to catch you on the next stream, and hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And oh, before we do though, I need to let's wrap up our poll. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. That's what our next stream is going to be. So it looks like we'll be back here in Iowa Plains. So yay! So I'll see you in the next stream hopefully, and we'll be back here in Iowa Plains tackling that grass field. And yeah, so have a great day and enjoy the rest of your weekend.